On a cold December morning in 1978, a quiet corner of JFK Airport in New York became the scene of one of the most legendary crimes in American history. A group of gangsters, connected to the powerful Lucchese crime family, executed a perfectly planned robbery, stealing nearly $6 million in cash and jewelry. It was the Lufthansa Heist, a crime that would shock the nation and inspire one of Hollywood's greatest movies, Goodfellas. The story begins with Martin Krugman, a bookmaker who heard from an airport worker named Louis Werner that Lufthansa Airlines kept millions of dollars in cash inside their cargo terminal. These were U.S. dollars flown in from West Germany, used by American soldiers and tourists, waiting to be picked up by armored trucks. Krugman passed this information to Henry Hill, a well-known associate of the Lucchese crime family. Hill then took it to Jimmy Burke, a ruthless and ambitious mobster with a taste for high-stakes jobs. Jimmy's reaction? He loved it. He started planning one of the biggest robberies in the U.S. history. It was December 11, 1978, around 3 a.m. A van pulled up outside the Lufthansa cargo building. Inside were 6 armed men wearing ski masks, gloves, and inside knowledge of every step of the way. They overpowered the security guards, tied them up, and forced one of them, Rolf Redmond, to open the vault. When the door creaked open, the robbers were stunned. Inside were dozens of boxes stuffed with cash and jewels, worth around $6 million, or over $25 million today. They loaded the loot into their van, escaped without a single gunshot, and vanished into the early morning darkness. No alarms were triggered. No one died. It was perfect, or so they thought. At first, the plan seemed flawless. But soon, everything fell apart. Jimmy Burke began to worry. He feared that someone might talk, and that fear turned deadly. In the following months, many of the men involved in the heist were found murdered. Their bodies were discovered in cars, garbage dumps, and even freezers. Jimmy was cleaning up loose ends, one by one. Meanwhile, the FBI launched Operation Lufthansa, one of the biggest investigations in New York's history. But despite years of surveillance, not a single person was ever convicted for the actual robbery. The Lufthansa heist became more than a crime. It became a legend. It exposed the power and violence of the American Mafia in the 1970s and how corruption reached even inside major airports. In 1990, Martin Scorsese's film Goodfellas brought the story to millions of viewers around the world. Through the eyes of Henry Hill, the movie showed how greed and betrayal destroyed everyone involved. The money from the Lufthansa heist was never recovered. Most of the robbers died violently, and those who survived lived in fear for the rest of their lives. It remains one of America's greatest unsolved crimes. A story of ambition, loyalty, and blood, all for $6 million. This was the Lufthansa heist, the Mafia's multi-million-dollar airport robbery. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more criminal history tales.